I forgot my notes. How are you? Good evening. How are you? Welcome to day 8 of the Branding Bootcamp. I am Theresa Campbell, your group administrator. And this week is all about the Queen's Code. And we talked about Cleopatra. We talked about Cleopatra. Oh, who else was there? Oh my gosh. Tonight we're talking about Queen Nefertiti and Queen of Sheba. Gosh, how could I forget my favorite? Queen of Sheba we talked about, and her relationship with Solomon, and how she took up her entire country to go visit him and learn about him, and just the mastery that she used in research, you know, doing her due diligence, and on top of that, becoming a woman of history. So lots to learn from Queen of Sheba. We have covered a lot of ground in the past 8 days. I really want to stick it out with you for the rest of the month. We will see how this goes. I definitely will be completing this week. And the Queen's Code, there is a lot of ground to cover when it comes to branding and marketing and digital, and really how to make a name for yourself and your business in the marketplace. Things are changing, ladies, super fast. Like, if your marketing, it looks like it did even a year ago, I mean, come on. We just completed, well, not completed. We are winding up probably, again, one of the most difficult times in history, the pandemic and COVID. And because of that, a lot of things have changed. Our lifestyles have changed. The way we interact with businesses has changed. The way we consume our information has changed. And because of that, the way businesses have to interact with their consumers has changed. You really need to understand your market. You really need to understand your audience, and you really need to marry your product with these changes. If you are not pivoting right now, you will get lost. If you are not learning anything new with regards to finance and accounting and marketing and social media and how to communicate, how to fulfill your product, changing everything that is about your business to help you pivot well, you're going to get lost. I don't want you to get lost. That's why I am doing this boot camp. That's why I am giving you the information that's new, which leads me to what we're talking about tonight is the lean canvas, which is probably what I've learned lately that's been the most exciting. I realized in hindsight, it was what I was doing anyway, meaning not creating 50-page business plans anymore. And yes, I do have one, but not creating Bibles for your business plan, creating something very succinct, 1 page, 2 pages, and delving into that, taking action on that, and fast tracking to failure and repeating, learning, doing it over again, fast tracking again to failure. You know, when it comes to your business idea, you already know what you want to do. Finding out what your idea is and what you want to do is not the problem. Figuring out how to fulfill it, figuring out the best price point, figuring out your client, those are the problems. Figuring out if your idea is viable and sustainable. Did you see my video from earlier? Okay, so for YouTube, I also do have a private Facebook group for women entrepreneurs, and I shared a little video about leaning in. It's a theme made very popular by Sheryl Sandberg. And this notion of leaning in, this notion of, hey, we know what we want to do. Let's get there fast. Let's bring all of the smart people, the change agents, the power brokers, those who aren't afraid to take on a challenge. Let's bring all of them to the table, get our best ideas out front and center, and take action on the best ideas quickly and fast. And then we can decide if it's sustainable or not. we can decide if it's something we should be doing or not. So don't ask yourself if it's what you want to do. Ask yourself if it's something you should be doing. That's the difficult part. You know, you may want to launch your clothing line that has button-down striped shirts that look like golf shirts. You may want to, but should you? And is it a viable, sustainable product? Sustainable means, is it going to last 3 years or more? Okay, so at any rate, I want to introduce our queen for tonight, Queen Nefertiti. It is thought that she did rule as a pharaoh at one point. The jury is still out, okay? But if she was a pharaoh, she ruled during one of the most prosperous periods in ancient Egyptian history. Queen Nefertiti. Why is she even important? She is known as the most beautiful queen ever, and very strategic. You know, how she was able to rule, how she was able to navigate the kingdom is historical, okay? And again, I love the notion of having a week dedicated to queens, because I think we take for granted now what it means to be a woman in business today. Today, we can sit at the table with men, we can negotiate with men, we can go to the bank, we have no problem depositing our funds in the bank, we can go withdraw our funds from the bank, we can go wherever we want to in the world without any restrictions. For the most of us, there are still some parts of the world where women cannot. Can you imagine? So for most of us, we can still, you know, handle our business with a certain level of freedom. Queens way back in the day didn't have that freedom. Definitely ancient Egyptian queens couldn't necessarily, you know, transact business. They couldn't participate in commerce, you know, and so again, I think today women take it for granted that we can even participate in business. You know what I mean? I enjoy it so much. It's not just marketing for me. It's the idea of transacting and this back and forth of commerce. You know, I have something you want, you have something I want, your money. And what is the value of that? And can I increase that value? And can I increase the repetition of how often you come to me? It's a beautiful thing. I mean, that it's what the world is made of, okay? It is what America is made of. America is here because of small businesses, not because of the conglomerates, but because of the small businesses like you. So I enjoy it. Again, I think women today take for granted that, you know, we can even have a group like this and we can even talk about business and talk about how we're going to get things done and talk about our marketing and talk about e-commerce. So I enjoy that. Here's one thing I want to, okay, so that's Nefertiti. A lot of things I want to communicate and I don't want to keep you long. So that's Queen Nefertiti. She's going to be our foundation for tonight. We're talking about the business of business, okay? The business of business strategy and how to do it efficiently and how to really get to the marketplace in an efficient manner where you can make money that makes sense for you, okay? That's what we're talking about tonight. So one thing I wanted to bring up and see if it resonates with you. You know, social media is tough, isn't it? I mean, just getting out here and doing all of this. I mean, come on. This is a challenge. Oh, but I did want to share with you something. Your girl is going down. That waistline is going down. I'm not going to say it's snatched right now, but I am getting there, okay? So I'm very happy about that. So, you know, social media is tough because there's so much, the market is saturated. You're not going to go anywhere and not find 10 people who would do exactly what you do, right? And so it is natural, I think. It is normal to look at somebody else and go, what is she doing? What is, maybe I can do that. And so is putting out a course. Maybe I should do that. And so is putting out a book. Maybe I should do that. And here's what I know for sure. If you're looking at people and you're comparing yourself to them and you are, come on, let's be real. There's a little bit of, I can do that, and how is she doing that? If she did it, I can do it too. Then it is definitely something that you need to look at. It's a mirror to you. It is not the other person. It is always a mirror for some characteristic in you, something in your character that you need to deal with. And it's God's way of saying, yeah, she's doing that, but what about you? And this competitiveness in just period is sickening. This I don't know, you can almost feel it in the social media atmosphere, right? That there's so much competitiveness going on. And what I would challenge you to do is really look in the mirror at yourself and decide, am I doing everything that I can do? Am I showing up every day? Am I sending emails out to my list? Am I posting on Instagram? Am I posting on Facebook? Am I signing up for classes so I can gain more learning? Am I following people on YouTube that I can learn from? Am I listening to them? And am I taking action on what they suggest? Don't just listen to YouTube all day. Digest all of the great motivational, inspirational, encouraging videos and never do anything about it. Okay, that's nothing. That's a waste of time. Save it, leave it for somebody else. Don't take up that space. Leave it for somebody else. If you're not going to take action on it, take action. And know that if you are looking at someone thinking, who is she to do that? Or I can do that. Or, maybe I'll do one of those too. Then that is a mirror for you. And it is a challenge directly to you for you to ask yourself, am I, Theresa, doing everything that I can do? Assess your resources. Do you have the right people? Do you have the right funds? Don't try to do everything at one time. So many times you see people just all over the place. I've been there myself. I've been there myself. And it is, for somebody like me who loves to give, I love to show up. I was always, yes, I'll do it. It is a challenge to say no, but there's power in saying no. There's a lot of power in saying no. That's where you're going to get your power, because when you say no, you understand exactly who you are. You understand exactly your strengths. You know who you are, what you're coming to the table with. And if somebody offers you an opportunity that isn't in alignment with your strength, your resources, what you are working on, your goal, then you can easily say no. You can easily say, the no is super easy. If someone says to me, hey, Theresa, I am opening a hot dog stand and I'd love to have you help me with my marketing. Well, that's an easy no for me, because I have no love for the hot dog stand. I have, I get a little squeamish even when I see them, because I'm thinking, oh my God, how clean are they? I'm not the marketing person for the hot dog stand entrepreneur. Okay, just using that as an example. So when you know exactly, going back to some of our earlier boot camps, please watch those. When you know your why, when you know what you stand for, when you know what's in it for your customer, when you know exactly who you're speaking to, you can easily say no to opportunities that are not in an alignment with who you are, with your goals. You've got to know, are you working on your goals? Oh man, I wrote my goal in the group. I'm not sharing my goal here on YouTube because you guys are nosy YouTube. Okay, I am working on my goal, and guess what? When you ask, you will receive. And when you put it out there, stuff starts to happen already. 3 days, okay? Already 3 days. And look, don't let my dad pray for anything. My dad prayed for my goal, and it is happening. So I will be buying XYZ. I'm not even going to say, all right, good evening, Theresa here. I'm getting ready to start the Lean Startup. We're going to talk, the Lean Canvas review. I do want to share a PowerPoint with you. I just want to share the Canvas with you. I think you're going to enjoy this because from the Lean Canvas, you can create your business plan. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, give me a minute while I share. How are you tonight? And again, if you're watching the replay, come on, do not leave your sis hanging. Hashtag replay. Hashtag branding bootcamp. Would you please for me? All right. You know, I might share my weight loss journey. I'm not sure. We'll see how I feel about that. All right. So here we go with the Lean Canvas. Super easy. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can. All right, here we go. The Lean Canvas, you can find this at Lean Stack. Oh, let me just make sure I'm broadcasting here, because this is the most important part. I really want to make sure that you get this. So you can find this at leanstack.com. Okay, there we go. You can find this at leanstack.com. Super brilliant. Super, super brilliant. All right, so just a refresher. The Lean Startup is a method used to found a new company or introduce a new product on behalf of an existing company, right? The Lean Startup method advocates developing products that consumers have already demonstrated they desire so that a market will already exist as soon as the product is launched. So no more developing a product, then taking it to market. It's kind of in tandem, like a tango. You're developing the product and focus group, an active focus group, and you're tweeting it out to the marketplace to see if there is an interest. No more of this, 9-month, 12-month window of launching a product. You can launch in 3 months, if you have all of your ducks in a row. The Lean Startup provides a scientific approach to creating and managing businesses and getting a desired product to consumers' hands faster. The Lean Startup method teaches you how to drive a startup, how to steer, when to turn, and when to persevere and grow a business with maximum acceleration. It is a principled approach to new product development. So it teaches you when to hang in there and when to pivot. It teaches you how to operate and keep your business going and how to stay afloat and when it's time to let it go. All right. And we are going to get to those decisions with the Lean Canvas faster and better. We're going to work smarter, not harder, okay? The Lean method teaches you to think big, start small, and scale fast. I'm just going to review these 5 principles, okay, because it's going to help us with the Lean Canvas that we're reviewing tonight. Number 1, entrepreneurs are everywhere. Not a matter of finding people who have an idea, right? Everybody's got an idea, but do you have the organization and the systems in place to really get that idea out into the marketplace? Entrepreneurship is management. You've got to have systems. It's an institution. It's not just a product. It's not just that you have a tchotchke. It's not just that you have a clothing line, a beauty line, or an MLM or a law business. It's not just that. How are you managing the business? Entrepreneurship is management. Then validated learning is our 3rd principle. Validated learning is our 3rd principle. And you run experiments. You reach out to your target audience to ask them specific questions about your product or about your service, on and on. The 4th principle is innovation in accounting. Innovation accounting. This is everything. You've heard it. One of my favorite shows is Shark Tank. They preach it all the time. Know your numbers, okay? You need to know your profit margin. You need to know what a P&L stands for. Profit. and all decision to buy new house. Your problems that and do software strategy and your I said earlier, yes, you can't very All right, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. So, wow, I'm going to start the presentation up again. My apologies. Internet completely died. So, thank goodness I had a backup ready to go. Let's go back to where we were. I hope that I'm still streaming. Okay, so I'm going to get through. Gosh, I'm not even halfway through. We'll see how far we go. Let me just make sure that I am presenting. Wow. Okay. Oh, no. No. Okay.